Hi, my name's Michael Gilmour and I'm with the writer of the Whizzbang Chronicles, and I've just recently published episode 41, and I must admit it was a bit of a milestone in terms of reaching that point. I just want to thank all those people out there that have been supporting me by encouraging me, reading the stories and the episodes. I've been publishing them on my website. It's not very long to go until the first book is completed, and I must admit I'm pretty excited about that. The lot's been going on, the lives of Whizzbang, Bosk, Pyro, El Zetro, Keldar and DG. And so I thought I'd answer some questions people have asked about the different characters. Who are they, and is anyone actually those characters? I had a person recently say to me, I think I played with so-and-so, and that must have been them. And I've said, well, you could have. But Whizzbang it really came from a long time ago when I was about 10 years old, 11 years old, and I think it was something like that, and I got this nickname at school. They sort of stick with you, and you end up carrying them on into later on to life, into the gaming world and so on, and that's Whizzbang. So I play the character of Whizzbang, and then you've got other people in the story. A really great close friend of mine I've known since grade 4. He's Bosk, and so quite often you'll see us, particularly on a Friday night, for those of you in Australia, we'll go into Firefall and we'll play the game together. Our sons are actually Pyro and El Zetro, and they'll sometimes come in with us. Keldar and DG are friends of ours. In fact, Keldar is the guy who got me involved with Firefall in the first place, and he's from San Francisco, and was it DG is just outside of San Francisco, so they're there, and there's a whole lot of other peripheral type people. So in some ways they're based on real people, and how we really behave. And so in a lot of ways when I relate to Bosk and Bosk relates to me, I've tried to put a bit of my own feelings and emotion into the characters. And it's funny having Bosk going along and reading the stories, and he comes back and he says, did you really feel like that about that situation? I go, well, yeah, I did actually. And other times he goes, nah. So it's been really good. You'll also see me sometimes come into Firefall and I'll say, look, I'm scouting for a new location, or gee, I need to do a photo shoot or a screen capture shoot with a particular player. Like recently I was after someone who could pose as Selphia, and they said, yeah, I'll come up from Sunken Harbour. So they came on up to Copacabana, went up top of the mountain there, and we essentially did a whole photo shoot, and they did a whole stack of things. They jumped off, they glided, all that sort of stuff, and it was really good. So I just want to thank that person, you know who you are, for posing. They did a great job. And there's a lot of things been happening in the story. Right now where the story is at is there's been a crisis that has occurred at Copacabana with a huge attack by the Chosen. They fought that off, and then another wave has come in. And so now Whizzbang is in charge of Copacabana, and they end up fighting basically just about to the death. And I won't spoil whether they win or not, but you can guess the situation. But the next couple of episodes, I think in 2 episodes time, it's back in our world. And they come into the reality. So Whizzbang actually will end up waking up, and there's a bit of a spoiler there. And he wakes up in bed, and he's in Melbourne, Australia. So it's a whole sequence then of what's going on behind the scenes with the Accord and Red 5 Studios, and Whizzbang and Bosk and their sons end up jumping on a plane and heading to LA and meeting and confronting the team from Red 5 Studios about what's really going on with Firefall. Is this really a game, or is it a different reality? All sorts of stuff is occurring. So there's a lot of really interesting byplays there. And along the way, I won't spoil it, but there's a particular episode. My dad, who's editing the story right now, he's working his way through it. He keeps on asking me, have you published this episode yet? Have you published this episode yet? Because it's such a milestone. It suddenly blows open the whole universe. And you go, my gosh, what just happened there? And he's dying to see what people think and their feedback. My dad, I'll blame him. He got me involved in science fiction a long, long time ago. And I've been addicted to it ever since, whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, or Babylon 5, or any of those shows on TV. And I remember playing Star Trek games on an old TRS-80, so I go back quite a number of years. But yeah, so there's some really critical episodes coming out. So I encourage you, if you haven't started the journey, hey, just go into Firefall Tribes and check it out. Just read a few episodes. I must admit, I'm heading to the US, to Fort Lauderdale, for a conference with work shortly, in a couple of weeks' time, and I plan on doing a whole lot of writing on the plane over there, because it's going to be taking 24 hours to get there and back, so, and another 24 hours to get back, so I've got plenty of time to write. So I'll do a whole lot of writing there and a whole lot of writing coming back, and editing and everything, so I think that it'll really begin to polish the whole story up a lot more. I've had some people ask me, look, can they buy that as a book? And my reaction is, don't know yet. I really don't know. At this stage, I think I'll probably just give it away. I'm getting so much pleasure and fun out of just writing book 1 of the Whizzbang Chronicles. I've got probably about another 4 books mapped out, so we'll see how many books ends up being, but there's a lot there. So I'm looking forward to it, but please, the thing I thrive on, and people like me thrive on, who are trying to contribute to the Firefall community, is feedback. Give me feedback, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Hey, you got a typo here, or gee, your sentence was only half there, or something. Please give me feedback, because I actually really find that valuable. There is a lot of people who are contributing to the Firefall community, and the guys from Asterisk associations, for instance, writing manuals and stuff like that, are a classic example. And I know they also thrive on feedback. We'd love it. So please give us feedback, like the video at least, or come and join Firefall Tribes. And another thing I should mention is, I think it's episode 28. I required people to actually register from that point onwards, to be able to get the rest of the stories. And some people say, oh, why do you require us to register? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, it's a small price to pay, to be quite blunt with you. And all I do is I send a newsletter out every few weeks, just let you know that, hey, there's some more episodes and all that sort of stuff are being released. So what I really want is people to become a part of a community. And that's what Firefall Tribes is all about. And if with the Whizzbang Chronicles could be a small character, sort of like get you in and then get you really talking and relating and sharing with one another in a non-troll sense, then you're more than welcome to come on board. And if it means that you feel like you're having to pay by registering, so be it. That's just the way it is. Anyway, so don't forget to like things, send me feedback, and I'd love to see you on Firefall Tribes. Okay, great, good stuff. Thanks a lot for that. Bye.